Joining me on set now is France 24's international affairs editor, Philip Turle, for a closer look. Hi, Philip. So what are the two sides saying about what happened?
Well, this is something that we've seen time and time again since the start of the Ukraine conflict. The United States or the Ukrainians will accuse the Russians of something, and the Russians will, of course, deny it and accuse the other side of telling lies. That's what we have here as far as this incident yesterday is concerned. It's supposed to have taken place yesterday morning and lasted about 40 minutes here in the Black Sea. Now, the Black Sea is in international airspace and international waters south of Crimea, which has been occupied by Russia since 2014, close to Ukraine and close to Russian territory. So both sides are giving conflicting stories about what happened. It concerns a Reaper drone on the side of the United States and two Su-27 fighter jets on the side of Russia. What the US is saying is that the two fighter jets dumped fuel, as you were saying, Erin, just now, on the front of the drone, and then another fighter jet damaged the propeller in the rear, and that led to the drone falling into the sea, and which has, of course, annoyed so much the United States. So the US Air Force issued a statement yesterday. This is from the Pentagon Air Force spokesman, General Pat Ryder, who said the Russian aircraft were acting in a reckless, environmentally unsound and unprofessional manner. And then a short while after that, the Russian ambassador to the United States described the US actions as provocation, saying the Russians did not attack the drone and that the drone fell into the sea after what was described as sharp maneuvering, and that in any case, the Americans would not like it if a Russian drone were seen flying close to a city in California, be it either San Francisco or Los Angeles, and that the Americans would have done the same thing. So there have been similar intercepts over the past few weeks, but this is the first time that there has actually been a clash between Russian planes and a US drone over the Black Sea, and the drone falling into the water.
Philip, what else do we know about this American drone, and what was it doing when it was in that area?
Well, these drones have been around since the beginning of the 2000s. Since 2001 is when they were first introduced. They're called MQ-9 Reaper drones. Their aim is to act as surveillance vessels in war zones and other areas, but they can carry weapons and they can also carry water, for example. They've been used for fires in the United States to put them out. They've been used for trying to attack jihadist zones in West Africa as part of the Barkhane forces there. And they collect intelligence, they undertake surveillance and reconnaissance, and they're controlled either from the ground or by a ship. Now, of course, Russia knows all this, and these drones have been operating in the Black Sea, particularly since the start of the Ukrainian conflict. Now, as far as the Russian Su-27 jets are concerned, they've been around longer. They've been around since the mid-1980s. They were developed in the late 1970s, but introduced in 1985, while it was still the Soviet Union. And they are performing nearly all the tasks that planes need to perform in aerial warfare operations. They're also used by Ukrainian forces. They were left in Ukraine, of course, while Ukraine was part of the former Soviet Union as well.
How concerning do you think this incident is? Is there anything similar that has happened in the past?
Well, let's put it this way, shall we? I think we're in a new level here because there have been clashes in the past, as I was saying, between Russia and the United States in the Black Sea. But this is the first time that a drone has actually been brought down into the sea. So it's up the ante a little bit, if you like. And the war of words between Russia and Ukraine, Russia and the United States, and Ukraine as well. But it depends now on how far both sides want to go. I think there is a lot of worry that and concern that this could blow even further out of control. Remember, Article 5 of the NATO Charter says that an attack against one NATO country, the United States, is an attack against all NATO countries. That is something that could be implemented if NATO wants to go further with all this, this attack by Russia against this drone. You have to remember also that there was an attack by Turkey against a Russian jet back in 2015 that was brought down. That didn't go any further than that. So I think there is a lot of concern on both sides that this should not go any further. And NATO has made big efforts to try to contain their actions in the war in Ukraine so as not to exacerbate a situation which is already very complicated and volatile. It all depends on how far both sides want to go in this. Was this deliberate or was it a careless error? It looks like it was deliberate and a deliberate attempt by the Russians to push this further and to bring down this drone, this American drone.
Philip Turle, thank you very much.